Yeast overgrowth is something that I've encountered many, many times in my practice, and yeast is a really broad, diverse topic. Yeast can overgrow on the skin and the sinuses and the vaginal canal and the intestines, but for the purposes of this video, I'll confine it to talking about yeast overgrowth in the intestinal tract. So there are many different natural products that are used to treat yeast overgrowth. And in my experience, some of them work really well. Some of them I haven't really seen work that often. Of course, everything that I'm saying is for informational purposes only, and please don't take any of this as medical advice because it's not medical advice. Please consult with your personal healthcare provider before making any treatment decisions for yourself. Just again, for informational purposes, the types of agents that I have seen work the best when it comes to yeast overgrowth would include herbs like oregano, whether that's in its essential oil form or in its just regular spice like dried herbal form. Thyme, same thing, essential oil or dried herb. Cinnamon can be very helpful. Cinnamon aldehyde, when you look at the petri dish studies, at least on that, it's just like this atomic bomb of antimicrobial activity. It's really, really strong against a wide range of microbial types. Wormwood is really helpful against yeast in my experience in a lot of cases. Black walnut is oftentimes very helpful against yeast. Pau d'arco is another one that's very helpful. Cloves, oftentimes very helpful. So those are some of my top favorite remedies. In terms of substances that I find don't usually have a very effective anti-yeast effect, and this is just, again, based on my experience, if it's, a clinician is recommending this and in their experience it's working well, or if it's something where you're listening and thinking like, oh, I took that and it worked like a charm for my yeast, then awesome. Not saying this is the be all end all list and there's exceptions to everything, but just what I've seen not work very consistently when patients come in like, I tested positive for yeast and I'm on these supplements and they haven't made a difference. It's the things I'm about to list are the ones that are typically on that list. So I found that berberine is not very effective for yeast overgrowth in my experience, and that's unfortunate because it can be very helpful for certain things like hydrogen gas producing SIBO, for example. And it's important to note, or I think relevant to note, that a lot of herbs that are out there, to my understanding, the main antimicrobial component of those herbs is berberine. So herbs like golden seal or barberry or Oregon grape or something called coptis, these are all berberine containing plants. And so when a patient comes in and they say, I've got yeast issues and like berberine didn't work, like I've tried everything and I'm still, nothing's helping. And then I see like, well, you've been on berberine, you've been on golden seal, you've been on coptis, and you've been on say Oregon grape. It's like, these are all berberine containing herbs. They're all kind of quote unquote the same thing. So they're all in the same category, at least in my brain, because of that berberine link. So I haven't seen a lot of success with berberine. I have also not seen much success with caprylic acid, which is a common ingredient in a lot of anti-yeast formulas. I've not seen a lot of success with garlic, whether that's whole garlic or allicin extracts of garlic, so like Alimax, or there's other products out there that are allicin containing compounds. Haven't seen much change with those. Let me see what else. Oh, actually, in the category of things that can work well against yeast, grapefruit seed extract. I've seen some good success with that. In terms of other things that are commonly used to treat yeast that I haven't really seen much change from, not sure if there's much else that actually springs to mind. So not an incredibly long list, but just for information's sake, for interest's sake, those are some of the things that I haven't really seen as much movement with. I know there's definitely others too, but it's the only problem with putting these videos together and not having a script. It's all just, off the cuff, off the top of my head. So anyways, I'll leave it there for now. I hope this information was interesting and useful. If you have any questions about this topic or about anything else, just post it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer as soon as I can.